It is my honor to call to session the 28th session of the 55th Senate. For all of those willing and able, if you could please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Coolio. With that, we'll now be moving into our land acknowledgement.
This bra is for seniors.
I'm so sorry. Usually doesn't go to ads. Wow.
Gio, come on, jeez.
That was the ad beforehand. Don't blame me.
Colorado State University acknowledges with respect that the land we are on today is the traditional and ancestral homelands of the Arapaho, Cheyenne, and Ute nations and peoples.
This is also a site of trade, gathering, and healing for numerous other native nations.
We recognize the indigenous peoples as original stewards of this land and all the relatives within it.
As these words of acknowledgement are spoken and heard, the ties nations have to their traditional homelands are renewed and reaffirmed.
CSU is a land-grant institution, and we accept that our mission must encompass access to education and inclusion.
And significantly, that our founding came at a dire cost to Native nations and peoples whose land this university was built upon.
This acknowledgement is the education and inclusion we must practice in recognizing our institutional history, responsibility, and commitment.
Coolio. With that, we'll now be moving into the swearing in of new senators and associates. If you're a new senator or associate, or if you're switching positions, if you could please join us at the front. I state your name.
I, Ashley Perez,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
to defend and uphold
to defend and uphold
the rules and regulations
the rules and regulations
set forth by the Constitution
set forth by the Constitution
of the Associated Students of Colorado State University
of the Associated Students of Colorado State University
and will rightfully perform
perform
the duties of my office
the duties of my office
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
Awesome, congratulations. With that, we'll now be moving into beginning roll call.
Speaker of the Senate Reese.
Here.
Speaker Pro Tempore Ying.
Here.
Parliamentarian Polvo.
Present.
Officer Eddington.
Present.
Senator Escobar. Associate Senator Price. Senator Bashow.
Present.
Associate Senator Yalong.
Present.
Associate Senator Choi.
Present.
Officer Diggs.
Present.
Senator Chalk. Chairman Ante. Senator Roberts. Senator McLaughlin,
Present.
Senator Rivera. Present. Associate Senator Wilkin. Associate Senator Cure. Senator Johnson. Senator Dusterberg. Senator Jameson. Senator Ornelas.
Present.
Senator Taylor. Excuse. Senator Grenier. Senator McCorkle.
Present.
Senator Gernand. Senator Vega.
Present.
Senator Hazel. Present. Senator Leggett.
Present.
Chair Rivera.
Present.
Senator Flores.
Present.
Associate Senator Gonzalez. Present. Associate Senator Zaval Campos.
Present.
Chair McLaughlin. Senator Batchanin.
Present.
Senator Grant. Senator Corey. Senator Bone. Senator Mendoza.
Present.
Senator Hernandez. Senator Simpson. Associate Senator Pendleton.
Present.
Associate Senator Shelfo.
Present.
Senator Fan.
Present.
Senator Green. Chair Leary.
Present.
Associate Senator Pearson. Associate Senator Schaefer. Senator Drama. Senator Jeffries. Here. Senator Mora. Associate Senator Grube. Chair Hill. Here. Senator Singleton.
Present. Oh.
Senator Bakken.
It's blinking at me. Present. Blinking at me. Stop it.
That was my bad, guys, got distracted. But with that, we'll now be moving into consent agenda. Is there any dissent to this agenda? Hearing dissent, do you wanna go ahead and, yes?
All right, I've got three motions. First, sorry. I'd like to motion to put Bill 5556 on the floor under new business.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any dissent to this motion? Hearing none, it'll be added to the agenda. This piece of legislation was sent out in the newsletter. It just wasn't on the written agenda, so we are good in terms of the 48-hour rule. Next motion.
Yes, sorry. Okay, and our next motion is I'd like to move Bill 5549 and Bill 5550 to consent agenda.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any dissent? Hearing none, those will be both moved into the consent agenda.
Sweet. And my final motion is I'd like to motion to put Bill 5554 and Bill 5555 on the agenda and the consent agenda.
Is there a second? Cool. Is there dissent? Hearing none, those will also be added to the consent agenda. Is there any other dissent to this agenda? Hearing dissent. Yeah, but maybe.
I don't know the number of my bill, is that okay? Can I just?
Yeah, just say the.
Okay, perfect. I would like to motion the addition of bill funding the proclamation readings for PETA and Swana Heritage Month.
Coolio, just to clarify for everyone, because this piece of legislation wasn't sent out within 48 hours of the meeting, we would have to read it in full, but with that, do I hear a second? Hearing a second, do I hear any dissent? Hearing none, we'll also make sure that's added. And if you could also email Gio the legislation again, that'd be phenomenal. Awesome, awesome. With that, is there any other dissent to this agenda? Hearing dissent. Yeah.
So the next Chief Justice, Dylan, is supposed to be ratified. He has a class from 6 to 8, so he's gonna run over, get ratified, and go back to lab. Is it possible that when he gets here, he's like rocking out from College Business for him to be ratified?
What that would essentially look like is just, we can amend the agenda at any time. So when he walks in, you just kind of grab a senator, they make the motion to amend the agenda for us to enter that item, and then we would enter that item right away.
Perfect, thank you guys.
Awesome. Is there any other dissent to this agenda? Person?
I would like to,
It was put under consent.
Is it about putting a sign on it, or what is it? You want like the user stuff that I need to change
Is there any other dissent to this agenda? Shirley, do you have a motion?
We do what we were discussing.
There currently isn't precedent or codified need for that, but we can look into codifying whether or not caucus members need to be ratified by the Senate. But because there is different means of how to do a ratification process, depending on if it's an external branch ratification versus not, and that's how we kind of divvy up our approach to ratification, I would wait 1 week. We can talk about it after Senate if you want to. Phenomenal. Is there any other dissent to this agenda? Seeing none, we'll go ahead and move into gallery input.
Can I motion to have gallery not be live streamed for student safety?
Second. Yup.
Let me double check in the Constitution, real quick. If it's not the case, we used to have a thing called like competence, like a competence period. That's something that we should definitively look into recodifying to extenuating events.
Wait, I think it was the confidence thing that you talked about.
Yeah, like an emergency session.
Hey, Brooke. Sorry to interrupt. Any chance I could motion for the person to be ratified for Chief Justice? He's just arrived. Sorry.
This is really fun.
My bad.
No, you're good. I think what we can do, if everyone unanimously agrees to just skip over that accessibility thing, if everyone, I think they will, we should be good to turn off the camera for gallery specifically. I would entertain that motion to do that real quick first, if you want to make that motion.
Yes, I motion to do that.
Phenomenal. Is there any dissent? Hearing none, let's ratify the Chief Justice.
Sorry again.
Okay, for anyone new, what this process looks like, the first thing we're gonna do is, they're gonna present for like 10 minutes, usually not 10 minutes. Then we'll go into a period of Q&A, they'll take a step out, we'll do a period of discussion debate, and then we'll vote, and then we'll have the result.
Yes. So, hi everyone, my name is Melanie Brusso. I serve as the current Chief Justice. And so in the Constitution, 2 weeks after the election, the incoming Chief Justice needs to be selected. So Dylan Mastrogiovanni was selected as our next Chief Justice. Through about 2.5 weeks, applications were open, and then we had interviews, and then it was chosen. So at ASCSU, this is a nomination by the president. And so I was along for this process, but it was President Nunley who was the ultimate decision. So I'm gonna let him kind of talk about Dylan.
Well, good evening. I'm really excited to present Dylan as our potential next Chief Justice pending ratification from you all. One of the stories I'd like to highlight about Dylan is that when I encountered Dylan for some of my first times at ASCSU, he presented himself to me as like the Judicial Brotherhood chair. And I was like, it's so funny, but it's so niche and unique to who Dylan is as a person. And I think that Dylan has a really keen sense for creating community, and I think specifically in ASCSU, that'll be a key skill that we'll see come to light next year. And I think that judicial is a really unique place to do that from. I think to be able to activate and then, act on creating community and truly what that means in ASCSU is really unique, and specifically with the powers that ASCSU holds. But specifically in our judicial branch, Dylan will be an extraordinaire at doing that for the talents and the people in this space. So that's how I encounter Dylan, and I'm sure we have many amazing stories about Dylan that we could all go on and on about. But from what I know, Dylan has seen all of the facets of what the judicial process and what judicial intake looks like in this space, and so I think that's also a unique and niche skill set that actually set a competitive advantage of Dylan versus other candidates in this selection process. And so I want to say that Dylan's firmness, but also his abilities will make him an amazing Chief Justice next year. And I think that he has a niche, ability to work and just mesh together with people. And so as a branch leader, I think he'll really just lean into that. Dylan, I'm super excited. I'm hoping to see you in this role, and I'm hoping that your ratification today goes well. But that's kind of the reasoning and justification behind who we all know Dylan in this space to be, and then why he's recommended for our Chief Justice next year. Thank you all.
Julio. With that one, I'll be entering a period Q&A for this candidate by First Race Walker. Senator Mendoza.
In what ways have you created a sense of community around campus and in ASCSU?
Well, I think firstly in ASCSU, kind of the court works very closely with each other. So it's very hard to kind of, branch out and build community, but I like to try and, branch out whenever somebody does come into my office. Oh, am I good? Whenever somebody does come into my office, try and build a connection with them. That's really something that I want to see next year as well, where, you guys are feel more comfortable coming into the court office and having a discussion, not with just me, but any one of the associate justices. I really want to build that, kind of familiarity between us and you guys.
Thank you.
Awesome. Senator Sampson.
What previous experience have you had in positions like these?
Well, I guess most recently my associate justice position. I sat on the All University Hearing Board, Substance Abuse Committee. There's more, but we get to hear, different student appeal processes and stuff, and get to make decisions directly for students in their best interest and what follows the university, codes and everything. So that I think was the most recently, we get to hear a lot of opinion hearing, opinions, internal complaints. Very familiar with all those processes. We've had plenty of those, and I think I have that's mainly my biggest experience, and what kind of sets me apart is I've got to sit on all of those different boards and really got to work a lot with all the different, I guess, kind of processes that we would have in the judicial branch.
Very cool. And then how confident do you feel in being able to accept more responsibility from going from your previous position into this position?
I'd say I feel very confident. I think a lot of it is, really, getting a group of people together and being able to mesh well. And really, what I want to do with the next court is make sure that everyone feels their voices are heard and feels like it's a safe space for everybody on that court to really vocalize their opinions. I feel like I can really, think I'm like pretty personable, and I think people, feel pretty easy talking with me. So I think that's like one of the main things that I see for the direction of the judicial branch going in the future.
Cool, all right, thank you.
Awesome. Are there any other questions for our candidate? Seeing none, if you could go ahead and take a step outside. Awesome. With that, we'll now be entering a period of discussion debate by First Vice Walker. The Officer Eddington.
Yeah, I think Dylan's a really good candidate. I've worked with him through while he's in his position as an associate justice. And I don't see any reason to not approve this candidate, so I'm gonna motion a previous question.
Hearing a second, is there any dissent? Hearing none, we'll go ahead and move into a period of voting. I would entertain Senator Bacon.
Motion to vote by unanimous consent.
Is there any dissent to this means of voting? Hearing none, is there any dissent to the ratification of this candidate? With that, we have a new Chief Justice. Rough week. Senator Singleton? Cool.
I state your name,
I, Dylan Mastro Giovanni,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
to defend and uphold
to defend and uphold
the rules and regulations
the rules and regulations
set forth by the Constitution
set forth by the Constitution
of the Associated Students of Colorado State University
of the Associated Students of Colorado State University
and will rightfully perform
the
duties of my office
the duties of my office
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
Senator Singleton?
Real quick, I motion to take Bill 5554 off of the agenda and to table it.
Unfortunately, the legislation was already passed. Is this specifically in regards to making amendments to the legislation?
Yes.
Luckily, we can make amendments to the legislation through other legislation, which I'd be happy as an author to collaborate on.
Okay, sounds good, thank you.
Awesome. With that, we'll now be moving into gallery. Gallery, if you would like, you're more than welcome to join us at the front.
Hello, you all. Many of you know me as your speaker pro tempore, but today I'm coming to you solely as your peer. As of March 30th, Israel has enacted a law that broadens the use of the death penalty, which has been effectively
for accessibility.
Awesome, who we got?
Hi everyone, before our gallery leaves, two things to add. One, our Director of Governmental Affairs is looking for people willing to testify on a bill to improve abortion medication access on college campuses. So if you're interested in that, I guess, how should we do this? Send an email to the ASCSU Governmental Affairs Director.
Or get in contact with Next Gen Planned Parenthood because they're going to be having people carpool.
Yeah.
Yes, they will be there too. We're hoping to get quite a few people testifying in support of this bill. And second, I appreciate everyone that did come and speak tonight. I can assure you that we will be looking for ways to hold groups accountable in any way we can that violate student conduct. With that, I'm gonna put it here. I can't see that screen. Oh wait, now I can. Perfect. Okay, so we have something important coming up. The ASCSU budget. This is what determines how much money we spend on basically everything. And the Senate plays a major role in that. So tonight, I'm just going to hopefully briefly go through what this process looks like so that everyone can be ready to deal with the decisions we have to make in the coming weeks. Here's just our agenda for tonight. We'll go through a summary of what the budget is and our current outlook, what happens before it hits the Senate, what happens when it's in the Senate, what happens after it's passes the Senate, and what you can do right now. Can you go to the next slide? Cool. So this is the basic breakdown of the ASCSU budget. About a quarter of it goes to operations, about, it looks like a fifth goes to grants. This is things like BSOF, the travel grant, and the Senate's discretionary fund, which I'm considering grants for this purposes. A large portion of our budget goes to contracts. This is mainly our contract with the Rocky Mountain Collegian. We give them about $800 and something thousand a year. This funds a good portion of their operating costs and allows us to have free, accessible student journalism on campus. This is a long-standing thing that we've had going for I want to say 30 years. And then finally, about 10% of our budget goes to administrative costs. This goes to pay people like Farah, our accountant, Elisa, our human resources director. That's the title I'm going to use. And also cover things like keeping the lights on, making sure we have paper, making sure we have internet, computers, and whatnot. So currently, Colorado is, as you may have heard, not facing a great fiscal situation. The state is currently facing a $1.5 billion deficit, and they're having to make some really tough decisions on what things we want to keep and what things we can cut in this environment. Impacts on CSU are thankfully relatively minimal. We've lost some money, but I think the current plan is for CSU to receive relatively flat funding, which when you take into account inflation is a decrease, but it could be much worse. The Joint Budget Committee decided that tuition caps should be held at 3.5% for in-state students and 5% for out-of-state students, which is not great. All this doesn't directly affect ASCSU. We don't get money from the state really. However, when we are in a chilled budget scenario, SFRB usually has a similar chilled outlook. This means that SFRB is less likely to approve large or any fee increases, which means that we will likely see a small or no fee increase for this year. This means that we will probably have roughly the same funding we had in fiscal year 26, which was about $1.6 million. So we do have more reserve funding than I initially thought. I know I came to y'all a while ago with a bit of a gloom and doom scenario. Thankfully, that has not played out. The current amount of funding that ASCSU needs to cut relative to fiscal year 26, which is the current year we're in, is about $30,000. Okay, so this is what happens before the budget comes to the Senate. So, first thing that happens is that once the president and vice president-elect are, start getting into that role of getting prepared to be the president and vice president, they start receiving training from the staff of ASCSU. This is people like Farah, Lisa, Julia, and then also higher ups in the LSC that are in charge of us. I don't know if they really are, but they work with staff to create their budget proposal. This is, I don't know if y'all have seen the document, but this is a big spreadsheet that has everything from payroll to administrative costs accounted for in it. And this is heavily guided by staff input. I don't really want anyone to have the impression that, for example, Victoria and Ben are just making something out of thin air. They have a lot of help when doing this, and it's usually a pretty good proposal. After they're done with their proposal, they submit it to the Student Fee Review Board. They did that yesterday. They will be presenting next Monday to the Student Fee Review Board. After they present, the Student Fee Review Board will decide whether to approve or disapprove any fee increases. After that, the budget will be sent to us, the Senate, for internal approval. Okay, so in about, what is today?
15th.
I think in 2 weeks, we will see Victoria up here presenting the budget as a bill to all of us. This will be our time to learn about her narrative when creating the budget proposal, and also to ask any questions we may have about the proposal. This is a bill like any other bill, so we don't really treat it any differently, except that it gets a lot of extra attention because it's a lot more important than most bills. After it's presented in the Senate, we are required to have some sort of public hearing. The current plan for this is a combination of gallery input and also allowing public comment at committee hearings. This is to make sure that we are able to hear from our constituents, the students, what they want to see ASCSU fund this year, because it's their money. Every student pays about $46 across the school year into ASCSU, and I think we should take into account student opinions because that is quite a bit of money. So after the budget bill is introduced in the Senate, it will be sent to the Budget and Appropriations Committee, which coincidentally I chair. I am planning to have the committee hold 2 meetings the week that the bill is in committee. This is to allow full time to go through the entire bill, and also to allow more opportunities for senators that may not be able to make it on Thursday from 1 to 2 to join in and be able to give their input. During this time, the committee will make any amendments we feel is necessary, and then send the budget back to the full Senate, where it will go into the Committee of the Whole, also known as the COW. So after passing committee, the budget will return to the full Senate. We will be moving into a period of Committee of the Whole. For those of you that may be new, this is just when the whole Senate acts as a committee. We can have a little more informal discussion and discuss any amendments we wish to make. During this time, any senator may propose an amendment to the budget. I have an asterisk on that that I'll explain in a second, but anyone can present an amendment to make a change within reason. There's a couple things we can't change, like administrative staff salaries and rent money, but after we're done with amendments in the Committee of the Whole, we'll rise up and then we'll vote on the bill on whether it will pass, which it needs a simple majority to do. So amendments for the budget, because it is a very large and complex financial document, I'm requesting that if you have an amendment you wish to be seen in either the Budget and Appropriations Committee or the Committee of the Whole, that you send it to me ahead of time so I can vet it and make sure that it's not one like illegal by ASCSU rules, but also that so that it'll be easier to keep track of how much money we're changing from the budget proposal. There is also something called a budget footnote, which I think is on the next page. Yes. A budget footnote is kind of a guide on how the budget may be used. I have been the only one to propose a budget footnote, which is so shocking to everyone here. And my proposed footnote was that no funding may be spent except from travel grants on out-of-state, non-business related travel. Definitely not spurred by anything in particular. But these are the type of things that you are allowed to propose, doing things of this nature to make sure that the Senate can say like, okay, we don't think using money in this way is useful to the students at all. So we're gonna say you can't do that. And then, yes, I already went through this. So once it's passed, the budget bill will go to the sitting ASCSU president to be signed. And if signed, it'll become the official budget. If not, it'll come to us for an override vote. Once passed, the budget is passed on to our accounting staff where they turn it into a working document. They have this whole cool Excel spreadsheet that keeps track of everything. It's very useful. But that's what determines the limits of how much we can spend in each department, entity, whatnot. It determines how much everyone gets paid if you're in a paid position. It can be amended by future legislation if the need arises. If we say, okay, we allocated too much money to this use, we can reallocate it to other purposes if needed. It is the responsibility of the Senate to hold people accountable to the budget. We're responsible to conduct oversight and make sure that people aren't spending more than they should, that money is being used to better the lives of students on campus, because again, they're the ones that are paying into this fund. This power is primarily exercised by me and my committee, but I won't be here next year, so y'all will get to decide who will do that for the next Senate. The point of this is not to punish the executive and judicial branches. I know in the past there's been a bit of an antagonistic relationship between branches, but I don't think that's a good attitude to have going forward. The point is just to make sure that we as an organization are accountable to ourselves and follow our own rules. Okay, what can you do right now? The main thing I would like y'all to do right now is start doing outreach with your constituents, finding out what their funding priorities are for this year, and encourage them to voice their priorities, either by emailing the whole Senate or coming to public comment sections. And the other really important thing to do right now is to educate yourself. Learn how the budget works, ask me any questions you might have. I've posted all of our past budgets if you'd like to look through that, or at least pass through the last 3 years when we actually had records. But make sure you're not going into this blind, because an educated senator is a good senator. Yes. And that's the end. My website is notexample.com.
Kalia, do you have any questions for Jared? Senator Thacken.
Where are the past budgets posted?
I posted them in the Teams channel. I'm working on I'm gonna try to do it tomorrow, getting them uploaded to the website. But if anyone can't find them in the Teams channel and needs them, just send me an email. I have them all on my computer.
Senator Dan.
I was wondering, do you know why the state of Colorado is in a deficit right now?
A few reasons.
That is a long story, but I'll give you the short of it. 1, federal government. 2, Tabor. 3, the economy just kind of sucks right now. The federal government with HR 1, the big reconciliation bill passed by Congress last summer, changed the definition of taxable income, and Colorado's definition of taxable income is linked to federal definitions, which means that when the federal government decided, okay, this amount is no longer taxable, Colorado has to do the same, which means we brought in less tax revenue, and our legislature cannot increase taxes without voter consent, so we can't just change that on the fly. Second is Tabor. The state of Colorado has a constitutional amendment that basically imposes an artificial restriction on how much the state can spend. It's called the Taxpayers' Bill of Rights, but in my opinion, it's very annoying. It basically says that like the amount the state of Colorado can spend can only increase each year by like some weird formula that it takes into account inflation and population growth. In effect, it basically makes the state have to cut things most years unless we have a really good year. And then finally, the economy is just not growing very fast, especially in Colorado. So this means less tax revenue for the state.
Thank you, I yield.
Any other questions for Jared? Seeing none, thank you, Jared. We'll now be moving to executive reports, if anyone from exec wants to join us at the front.
I have Jalisti's report. Okay, Gov Affairs updates. Oh, there will be a listening session with District 3 Council member Amy Hoven next Thursday, April 16th from 5 to 6 p.m. in the Senate chambers. CSU will be holding a budget town hall on the CSU specific budget, April 30th from 5 to 6 p.m. in the Senate chambers. LSAB is 6 to 7 p.m. Thursdays. These are public meetings. If you can't attend in person in the conference room, you can reach out to Jelicity and she will send you a link. House Bill 26-1335, abortion medication access on college campuses, is scheduled for a committee hearing in House Education Committee tomorrow at 1:30 p.m. We need people to testify. Testifying is very simple. It's very much like public comment here. You can either go in person, which I don't really expect anyone to go down to Denver, or you can testify on Zoom. You basically have 2 minutes or 3 minutes if they're feeling very nice to make your spiel. And if they have any questions, the legislators will ask you questions. They usually don't for students because they don't respect young people. You can also submit written legislation. If you need help with that, email Jelicity. House Bill 26-1410, the long bill. This is Colorado's state budget. It is on the Senate floor tomorrow for its third and final vote. House Bill 26-1029, Student Representation Commission on Higher Education, is stuck in the House Appropriations Committee. And Senate Bill 26-120, Missing Persons Training and Higher Education Reporting, is scheduled for its second vote in the Senate tomorrow, I think. Yes, that is all.
Hi everybody, the Basic Needs Summit is this Monday, as in 5 days from now, 4.5 days from now. April 20th from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. It's at CSU Spur. I know a couple of you guys in the room have already RSVP'd, which is super, super awesome. And I know that I've heard a few verbal confirmations / yes, I plan on being there. That's super duper cool. And I'd love for you all to pull up, even if it's for just like a couple hours. I know it's in Denver and it's far, and so it's like hard to get there, but it truly does mean a lot and you're gonna learn a lot. And if you're like thinking about going, if you could fill out the RSVP, that would be super duper helpful just for me personally. Like if you end up not filling it out and still come, like that's totally fine. I'd rather you come than like not come because you didn't RSVP. But if you RSVP, it'd be like really cool. So I'll pass this around. All the information is on the flyer. You can take a picture. If you want an extra, I have more in my backpack, so like you can ask me for an extra. But yeah, it's this Monday, and I really hope to see you guys all there. It's gonna be super duper cool. A lot of learning, a lot of education, a lot of change, like actual change, which is cool because we like to do that. The other thing is we went out for ambient harm reduction, so we passed out drinks bag test strips and cup covers last Thursday. That was super successful. We handed out 200 more, so that's a total of 450-ish for the entire semester. And we have one more that we're gonna do on May 7th. I know I said April 30th, but that's not happening anymore. We're gonna move it to May 7th. which is dead week, so we're only gonna do 100, but I'd love to see you all there because it's the last one we're doing. And all the rest, the other 100 are gonna be housed with the front desk, and so if you or anyone you know ever goes out on a Thursday and we're not there tabling but wants test strips or a cut cover, you can get it from the front desk, or you can get it from my office, just like send me a message and I'll leave it out for you. But it's really cool, and if you want to go, the Sign Up Genius is in the Teams. And I have been working with admin to discuss like greater things that CSU and Fort Collins can do to address like drink spiking, not just like band-aid solutions like drink cup covers and test strips, because it's important, but it's not addressing the root cause. And so I had a survey that's like asking people for their opinions on drink spiking and like what CSU and Fort Collins can be doing better. And if you want that survey, let me know, I'll send you the QR code. It is anonymous, but it's not confidential, so like, you know, just be aware of what you're putting on there, but I'd love to hear everybody's feedback.
I have a point of inquiry.
Yeah.
Do we get excused absences for that, or no?
No.
No.
Unfortunately, I have not been able to do that. But I'll email your teacher if you want. I don't know what it'll do, but I'll try.
Okay. Well, thank you.
Uh-huh.
And I yield.
Sorry.
Thank you. But now we'll be moving into judicial reports. Does anyone from judicial commission give a report?
Hello everyone, my name is Ify Uge, and I'm an Associate Justice for ASCSU. I'll be giving this week's judicial report. Over the past week, the Supreme Court has continued fulfilling our duties and upholding our role within ASCSU. Each justice has been consistent in holding office hours to hear concerns, provide support within our jurisdiction, out of breath, and serve as a resource for any officer or student who would like to connect with our court. If you ever have questions or need assistance, please do not hesitate to stop by our office hours. This can be found on the ASCSU website or at our door. The court has been actively engaging in important governance work. We conducted a judicial hearing this week to address internal matters and ensure accountability within ASCSU. Additionally, the new head justice attended the budgetary meeting for the 2026-2027 school year to represent the court's interests to participate in budget planning. We are also making progress on critical initiatives for student engagement. Our main Chief Justice, Melanie, met with the Rocky Mountain Student Media to discuss student benefits and finalize all speakers for RAM's Know Their Rights Week, which is next week. Whoop, whoop. This is set up to be a very amazing week that encourages students to know their rights. The first event is this Friday with a screening of Chinatown Rising. You can find more information on the website. There will be tabling that occurring on Monday and Tuesday at the LC Plaza and on Wednesday at the Rams Marketplace. Our big round out event will be Rams Know Your Rights Bingo on Thursday at the Aspen Grove from 6 to 8 p.m. Some speakers that will be attending the bingo night are the CSU student Ren Daisley, who has spoken on statewide panels, the assistant director for our textbooks, Kurt Kaiser, the director for accessibility, Senator Amy Taylor, the student legal service lawyers, Allison and Penny. There will also be free drinks and dinner, so please come and tell your friends to come. We encourage you to look in your teams where you can find the RSVP link for the bingo nights and sign-up sheets for tabling. Members of our court have also remained active in the CSU community, attending branch leaders meeting and the FGSO conference to stay connected with students and campus leaders across the university. Through these initiatives and our ongoing work, the Supreme Court continues to strengthen professionalism, transparency, and connection across ASCSU and Colorado State University as a whole. This concludes the judicial update. I now welcome any questions from the Senate. Thank you very much. Have a lovely evening.
Awesome. With that, we'll now be moving into legislative reports, starting with officer reports. Couple of things are kind of going on. as a reflection of the doxing incident that occurred a couple of weeks ago, figured out what the funny word we used to have for it was, executive session. So if you're interested in collabing on that at all, that's something I plan to bring to the floor, if not next week, the week after. It's a simple edit to our bylaws, to my understanding, shouldn't be anything too strenuous. Additionally, on that same sort of note, submissions, our last session is going to be May 6th, so have that in mind in terms of if you want to submit any legislation for this, your Senate, the 55th Senate. If you want to wait till the 56th, shout out Ryer. That's also an option, and their first session will also be that May 6th date. In terms of some other sorts of projects, on my end, currently, I plan on removing the parliamentarian role. That's a crazy sentence. I know it's a crazy sentence. To expand on that a little bit further, and if you have any questions, I'm more than happy to answer them. To my understanding, the parliamentarian role as it was in years previous was meant to be a form of checks and balances between the two branches, as the vice president would be the president of the Senate. That is no longer what the Speaker of the Senate role is. Additionally, the Speaker of the Senate, unlike other models of government, does not concurrently serve as a senator alongside being the Speaker. Additionally, in years past, not this year, Gio and I are best friends. It's phenomenal. We've had contention with the parliamentarian and the Speaker on the floor disagreeing with means of procedure, where one person has it in their name and that's their authority, and one person has it in the bylaws and that's their authority. So putting that sort of facilitation in one role rather than having unnecessary conflict on the floor, especially in the front of the room, could make our processes easier. Additionally, the parliamentarian also serves as an archivist and a technology officer as well as an accessibility officer. Those are all positions that we've also been interested in curating. If we were to divvy them up between different people, I think they are more likely to effectively be addressed from year to year. Other things that are happening, I'm still working on impeachment and ratification procedure stuff, so if you have any questions or any interest there, more than happy to yap your ear off about it. Additionally, in terms of some of the RSO stuff, I was on my funny computer as Gallery was speaking. CSU doesn't have an RSO conduct code, so if you're interested in exploring that option with the University Policy Office as well as Safety and Risk Management with me, we'll send you the meeting invite once those exist. But yeah, that's what I'm doing, what I'm working on. Other officers?
Can I do a point of information on what's going on with the teams and it being hidden, maybe?
I have played around with it all week. I'm confused, and we only have a couple of weeks left and mostly use the general channel anyways. If there is an update, I'll post it in the general channel. Otherwise, post your guys' stuff in the general channel rather than the 55th. Awesome.
I've been that bad? No. Just joking. No, it's strange to be standing here as Ultimus Parliamentorum, the last of the parliamentarians. A proud tradition that stems back at least, 5 years. So yeah, very ancient. In any case, that kind of relieves some stress. I don't need to write a transition report anymore, so that's pretty cool. I will still educate people on proper procedures and how to get out legislation. Don't worry. All that being said, of course, I am here for the remainder of my time here. If you have any questions regarding parliamentary procedure and the like. And yeah, it's been really good work with
Bill, okay, no one saw that. I had my Rio Grande Province first general meeting, that's looking good. It's just been a week. I don't think I have, oh, no way, I did have something specific I need to report on. Hold on. Okay, office hours / engagement events hours. This is the last trial week, y'all, so please start doing them. Again, this does not apply to graduate students, but yeah, please be filling out that form. If you're wondering where that form is, you can find it in the Teams, or if you go to the ASCSU website, you take a little scroll down the legislative thing, you see my lovely face right below it, or actually, wait, I think it's actually near the, I'll just check right I do believe it's near the, go onto the legislative where you could join the YouTube live stream. Right under that, it says Senate absence form, and right under that is the engagement events form. Just click on that and it will lead you right to it. And even if you're like filling out in the middle and you X out of it, it saves all your stuff, so don't worry about that. Just be filling them out because next week is the week that strikes are gonna be starting to send out for those, so. And I'm not gonna lie, like right now, y'all have not been filling it out, so you should really get on that because those strikes are gonna get y'all. Let me remind you, 2 strikes, 3 strikes, you're gone, so seriously, we gotta be on it. But and also I sent out the information regarding the teaching that Gallery Input mentioned. I mean, why not? Like, if y'all have strikes, I said I would remove a strike if you go to that event, just take a selfie of yourself at the event. Or if you don't have any strikes and you still go to the event, I'll give you a get out of jail free card, which can be used for if you get a strike in the future, and it will you will not get that strike. But I think that's all. I hope that's all. But if y'all have something, you can text me. So yes.
Awesome. One more thing that I want to hit real quick. In terms of next year, make sure you're getting in contact with your constituencies and getting officially appointed back to your constituency for next year. If you want to send that confirmation to myself or Ryer's really cool and fancy speaker-elect account, that would also be phenomenal. With that, Diana, do you have any? Cool.
Just one thing to report, Arts and Crafts Night, next Thursday, the 23rd. It's gonna be happening from 5 to 7 here in ASCSU. We're gonna have homemade stress balls, we're gonna be making slime, and we're gonna be coloring. I'd love for you all to be there, build some morale before we all have finals, and that's all I have.
Awesome. With that, we'll now be moving into committee and caucus reports by First Vice Margaret. Chair Grenier.
Feeling victorious today. Committee will be held up Friday at 4 p.m. instead of 5 because there's an event. There's a GSC town hall meeting on the 28th from 2 to 3:30. She will put more information on the Teams channel. Apparently her GTA is hosting it. Ooh. It will be discussing financial support issues and concerns. If there's ever an event during the time of committee, let her know, and she will try and move committee. Lastly, cabinet positions for office of the president and director positions will be going up sometime Friday, Sunday. They need to be approved, apparently. And then for my own one, I don't really have much. Caucus meets on Tuesday at 12:30.
With that, Senator Bell.
Hey guys, I am giving a report for Community Action Caucus on behalf of Enoch. So we've been getting kind of busy recently. We tabled this Monday, and we started a thing with a little community concern box, for students to, drop concerns, any campus concerns in the box, for us to address. Enoch wanted me to read out a few of these, so I'll just really quickly read like 2 of them. One of them, I want ASCSU to take a stand and support marginalized students. We've heard this time and time again, but we do need to be doing this. And then also transparency with SFRB minutes. Just kind of want to put it out there that we are starting this initiative, and if you guys have concerns that you don't necessarily want to address yourself and want another senator to do it for you, drop a concern in the box. Also, if you look in the Teams, Enoch posted a link to a Google form. We have an event coming up, which is a spring cleanup. Yes, we're picking trash up. We want to help prepare the campus. As far as I've heard, we are still having graduation ceremonies outside. And I don't know if any of you guys have noticed, there's a ton of nasty trash everywhere. So we want to make it a little bit nicer for those people who have not been honored by our university. yeah, it'll be a great chance to connect with students. It's gonna be April 25th from 11 to 4 p.m. If you can come, please fill out the Google form, send it to people that you think would be interested. We're trying to get as many people out as possible, so let's make it happen.
I got excited and started clapping. Chair Leary.
Alright, so Accessibility Caucus met today. That is our petition. It was posted on Thursday, I believe. But I just want you to maybe scan that QR code and maybe read it. And then, yeah, I just encourage you to read it. Basically, we're asking the university to create an annual fund that would fund physical accessibility. This would be ADA improvements, inclusive improvements. Maybe it would allow us, the intention is for it to allow us to address issues as they come up. So if a student is having a consistent issue with a classroom, they can report it to the Accessibility Center and they could use the funding appropriately and create a committee to review the money. We'll see if the university lets us or not, I guess. Yeah, and then we're working on our report, and then we're going to archive the old channel soon, so get on the new channel, yeah.
Just a reminder to yield into the mics. Chair McLaughlin.
Not much for me. We met last week and discharged some bills that I'm forgetting the number of, but I think they were already passed tonight. Also, on the SFRB note, great point. There are currently no published bylaws, minutes, or any materials relating to SFRB, so.
As a point of clarification / admittance, I was the person who wrote that into the box. We used to even have the SFRB minutes like published in the archives from year to year. So it's a whole
That would make a lot of sense for the board that decides whether all students have to pay $1,000 in fees each semester. If only ASCSU could do something about that. Anyways, other than that, come to the committee if you want to vote on the budget. I yield.
Awesome. Seeing no other committee or caucus reports, we'll go ahead and move into our Senator and Associate Senator reports by First Vice Martin. Senator Singleton. Remember to keep them up if you want to be on the list.
All right, I have a couple things. The first thing is the elephant in the room, why the police resolution was not up here. Yes, today I was messaged by the student who was affected by it, and me and Victoria were messaged by her. And she wants to reach out and she wants to give information about what happened, and she wants to give her own side of the story as well. So I think, even though I'm pulling the sneaky politician move and going against what I said I would do, I think it'd be better to delay it and talk to her and see what she wants with this, because this has mostly come up due to her experiences. And on top of that, we're also thinking about adding a new move for it and working with the LSC and with CSU to try and work on better signage for discount zones. Because mostly the whole reason why this whole thing happened is due to the fact that our signage for discount zones is really, really bad right now. And then the other thing is, I was told this by some friends. I don't know how accurate this is, but I just wanted to share it just because with everything that's going on. Apparently there might be a anti-trans protest. I'm going to yield to Associate Senator Pendleton.
Yes, so there is two people coming here from Gays Against Groomers. They'll be hosting a meeting in Eddy along with TPUSA. Not so much of a protest, but a meeting or an event to try and convince students that trans people are not real people, but they are. I yield back, and that's all the things I have.
Yes, so that is happening on Thursday, so I would recommend to be safe and vigilant. And yeah, thank you, I yield.
Thank you. Associate Senator Yulon.
Hello. So it is still PETA and Swana Heritage Month, so if you haven't gone to any events yet, please come, they're very fun. Tomorrow, there's going to be the Soul and Roll in collaboration with BAC. It's a skate night and spring rolls, so there'll be food provided, like pizza wings and spring rolls. Haha, tiki. There's still little spots left, so if you want to RSVP, it's on our Instagram. Please, it's so much fun. You get to meet outside of BAC and APAC at 8:15. It goes from 8 to 10, so I know it's a little late, but it's a lot of fun. Some other events going on this week and next week is the Aspen Grill Heritage Month meal. So the meal consists of a pho bar, pot stickers, Vietnamese sweet corn pudding, and Thai iced tea. And that's gonna be at Aspen Grill tomorrow. And it sounds pretty good, doesn't it? On Monday, there's a historical context of indigeneity, if I'm saying that right. It's collaboration with NAC, and that's on April 20th, next Monday from 5 to 6 in NAC. And there's also a PETA Swana Heritage Month menu drink, so for a sweet sensation. So there's an ube drink, matcha, there's a Pog sour tea, there's a black sesame drink, and a cardamom rose drink, so please go support. And other than that, I yield.
Awesome. Senator Bakken.
Sweet. Just a quick thing, I tabled last Friday, super fun, thank you to Ryer, I think he was the only one who helped me out. But yeah, I'm probably gonna table again this Friday, just general, we're ASCSU. Do you know what ASCSU is? You don't? Let me tell you. Literally, that's like 90% of the conversations I had, also some like good things about people, what they wanted to see. I'll be out there again, please let me know if you wanna help, so I don't have to skip my math class to table. I'll probably be there somewhere like 9 to 12:30 or so. Yeah, let me know, I yield.
Point of inquiry, when's your math class?
11 to 11:50, I'd rather not miss it, and if someone can help out in that time, then I'll come back for like the 12:30 lunch rush.
Awesome. Point of clarification, Senator Backen's also an engineering major, so math class seems important if anyone wants to jump in on that. With that, Senator Rivera.
All right, everyone. Let's see if it sounds as good as I did in here. So get ready to dust off your boots or wear your best dancing shoes. We're gonna invite you to the Spring Fling Foreign Dance, April 18th. So I believe this Saturday, maybe. Yeah. They're gonna have line dance lessons that begin at 6:30. Team horses will be there for a meet and greet from 7:30 to 8:30. Social dancing, roping, and refreshments from the end of the lesson until 10 p.m. So that is gonna be at the Temple Ground and Equine Center. Next announcement, April 17th, so 2 days from now, Friday. We have our CAS Graduate Student and Postdoc Research Showcase at the Animal Sciences Building, and it will be all day, so if you wanna go see some amazing research projects that our graduate students are showcasing, feel free to do that on your Friday. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Chair Leary.
Alright, so the Classified Personnel Council is meeting tomorrow, and they invited me to give a report because I work in custodial and one of my managers is in that council. So I'm not special, I'm just a silly goofy custodial, but if you have a report, I was going to kind of go over legislation that we passed in the last few months because we haven't given a report since our previous speaker pro tem resigned. So if you have any specific bill that you want me to highlight, anything specific that you want me to make sure that I mention, any initiative that you want me to say, just message me on Teams, please, message me, like email me, whatever, yeah.
Thank you. Senator Singleton.
All right, two things. First one is I forgot today is tax day. Taxes are due in 3 hours, 3.5 hours. If you can't get them in today, or you haven't, or you forgot, you can file like 4868 and gives you another 6 months to do them, but I would do them. Yeah. And then the other thing is, the UCA is holding concerts. One of their concerts is on May the 4th, on National Star Wars Day. And they'll be holding a concert. It is the America's Concert, or 250th anniversary for America. It's a bunch of music made by immigrants and indigenous people and all sorts of really cool stuff. And we're also playing Star Wars. So you guys should come. I yield.
Thank you, Senator Roberts.
Hey guys, I know I said this last week, but I just want to reiterate it. If you could send me your newly elected college councils, presidents' emails or phone numbers, whatever you have, that'd be greatly appreciated. I've tried to reach out, and they're like not responding. So if you have those contacts, please let me know. That'd be great. Thanks. I yield.
Thank you, Senator Bell.
This is really quick, but I am currently working with a few other people on a legislation that is supporting House Bill, I don't know the specific number, like, if you wanted to check it out. Yeah, something like that, that's probably correct, but it, essentially, the House Bill is supporting abortion access on college campuses. The resolution is just basically saying that we as ASCSU support this House bill. We will have it in the Teams by tomorrow evening. They're actually meeting tomorrow to discuss it in their education committee, so don't want to put it up until after that discussion happens. But yes, when that is sent out in the Teams, please go sponsor it, read it, all of that jazz. Thank you guys, I yield.
Thank you, Chair McLaughlin.
I just want to add on to that. LSAP has already endorsed House Bill 1335, so our lobbyists are actively sharing our support position with legislators. I think you can even look it up on the Colorado Secretary of State website. And again, like Senator Bone mentioned, the bill will be in committee tomorrow. You can sign up to testify until the committee starts. I think even after it starts, you can testify. All you have to do is either speak for 3 minutes. I will admit it is kind of a big ask because you don't know exactly when you will speak. You have to be watching the whole time to know when they call you, which is really annoying. I've dealt with it 3 times before and I hated doing it. But you can also just submit a letter, which I encourage all of you to do. All those letters become public records and they really don't get that many. So each letter kind of has more impact. It will also face a Senate committee hearing. I think me and Jalissky will keep you updated on opportunities to testify for that as well. Cool. I yield.
Awesome. Are there any other senator or associate senator reports at this time? Chair.
Hi guys, I promise I'll make this quick, but I just want to let everyone know that this week and next week are NR days. This is a big deal for Warner College. It's a great time to, you know, just come around, hang out, celebrate natural resources, especially with Earth Day. Next week, our college council, shameless plug, we're having a makers market from 3 to 6 p.m. in MSNR 140. That's like the big classroom in Warner. Another shameless plug, this Friday, I will be presenting my poster in the atrium, so everyone come say hi to me. But feel free, there's like a big website on Warner's website. You can check out what's going on. There's a bunch of really cool events, speaker series. We hope to see all of y'all there. Thank you.
Awesome. Are there any other senator or associate senator reports at this time? Coolio, seeing none, I will go ahead and jump into old business. JK, we already kind of did that. So we'll now be moving into new business, starting with Bill 5556, amendments to Bill 5404, authorizing funding to construct new pocket pantries.
wanna go first?
Sure. Wait, you can explain the pocket pantry first.
Hello, everyone.
Bill 5556, amendments to Bill 5404 authorizing funding to construct new pocket pantries. This bill amends Bill 5404 to reauthorize unspent funding to be used for the construction of a new pocket pantry that extends to the sunset date. You have 10 minutes.
Can talk. Okay, yes, so, might seem a little odd, even since I'm the senator of engineering, however, I do a lot of music stuff, and it's brought to my attention that it's really, really difficult for a lot of students to be able to get food while they're at the UCA. A lot of them are often pretty hungry. This is due to the fact that the UCA is pretty much one of the most furthest parts of campus. It's all the way on the other side of college. But since a lot of their classes are mostly only 1-credit classes, they have to take upwards of 12 classes every single semester to be able to stay a full active student. So they don't have enough time to they don't have any time in between to be able to go out of class to a more accessible pantry. So they have to pretty much not be able to have food for a while, and all options currently there cost money. They've been looking for a pantry for a while, and this is the best shot that I think they're probably be able to have for it.
Yes, so Bill 5404 was a bill passed in the 54th Senate last year. It allocated $15,000 to fund, what exactly was it? What was the language? To fund supplying that pocket pantry out there exclusively with culturally competent and allergy-sensitive foods, hygiene products, and other basic necessities. However, only $2,690 of that have been spent as of today. I think there were some transactions that haven't gone through, but I believe the total amount of unspent funding is still around $10,000. Currently, as it stands, that funding would expire on June 1st of this year and go back into our fund balance. However, we felt that it was not really useful for that funding to expire, and that the rate at which it's currently being spent could be utilized by other projects as well. So this bill would amend that bill to allow funding to be spent on the construction and stocking of this new pocket pantry in addition to the ASCSU pocket pantry, and extend the sunset date out to June 30th, 2027. Cool, I'm done.
Awesome. With that, we'll now be entering a period of Q&A on this legislation by First Choice Walker. Senator Batkin.
Bless you.
To the previous question, I think this is a great piece of legislation and very effective, especially given, as the previous question again, my bad.
You're good. Are you seconding or?
Point of information.
With the motion that was made, is there a second? Second. Is there any dissent?
Dissent.
Hearing dissent, we'll go ahead and vote on this via voice vote. All those in favor of?
You can just rescind the motion.
That would also be really cool.
I'll rescind my motion, my bad.
Awesome. With Associate Senator Pendleton.
Yeah, I just had a quick question about, do you know how much money is left within the specific?
Currently, our records stay about $12,300. That number isn't fully accurate because we don't update. Lauren, do you have the specific numbers that Michael spent recently? Yeah, we don't really update transactions until like the end of the month after they happen, so our records are time delayed.
We did have 12,000, and then we did an eggs and milk order for the pantry using Bill 5404, so we have $8,833 left, to which I will not be dipping in.
Yeah, that's from our discussions, it shouldn't really cost more than, I want to say $5,000 to construct the new pocket pantry. So this money should be more than enough. We are kind of just making this a bit more vague on the purpose of the money, but I think everyone can agree that as long as it's being spent on pocket pantries, I don't think anyone here really has opposition to that. This just creates a pool of money that has multiple uses for it.
I yield. Thank you.
Cool, yeah. Are there any other questions for this legislation? Senator Simpson,
Motion to previous question.
is there a second? Is there any dissent? Hearing none, this will go ahead and be sent to, I didn't write it down for once. BA and UA. This is why I can't run late. Ignore that gavel hit and give me 1 second. Ignore that as well.
You have to send it to Taylor.
Oh, because it's cold.
Yeah.
Just give it to me. Oh, are we voting on it? We're voting?
No, it was sponsored by the Budget and Appropriations.
No, it was a new piece.
This is a new piece?
Yeah, you're good. Sure.
Okay, cool. It wasn't endorsed by any, it was just you guys, yeah, cool, phenomenal. We're just gonna send it to UA. We'll now be moving into Bill 5557,
Funding the proclamation readings for API Day and Swana Heritage Month.
which Gio will read the name of right now.
Bill 5557, funding the proclamation readings for APIDA and Swana Heritage Month.
I am a collaborator and a sponsor on this legislation, meaning Gio's gonna chair. Is anyone willing to read this in full? Senator Singleton.
How should I send
So are you in this document?
I just read it. Do you need to read it in full up here?
No.
Gio's gonna shift it right here, right here.
Jackson, you guys do it in Geo voice. I'm doing a Geo voice? Yeah. Okay. Bill?
What does Geo voice sound like?
Bill 55.
Let me try again. Sorry guys, I don't know. Should I download this PDF?
Or it would be like very calming. First reading, like,
There we go.
It's more like a Bill 55.
Oh, sorry, I like did not see
No,
this.
you're good.
Might be. Oh, okay. Is it attached to
Yeah. Grab this computer.
Are we good or do we need to? Sorry.
No, you're good.
Oh gosh.
It's fine. It's all good.
Everything feels a little fuzzy, and as such, I would entertain like a motion for like a 5-minute.
We're almost there.
I just meant for general vibes. Would someone like to make that motion? Chair Grenier.
Motion for a 5-minute recess.
Awesome, is there a second? Awesome, is there any dissent? Hearing none, 5-minute recess. See you in 5 minutes.
Thank you.
I was like, by the way, as a collaborator with Bill, just a heads up, I sent her that 5 minutes ago. I think it's beautiful.
Yeah, the issue is we just kind of redoing that.
Budgetary.
Do you want it anywhere else?
Where else do you want it? You could technically have it at UA, but
It just makes it living, and it's like, hey, the new one that we have doesn't have like the restrictions on the old one had in it.
I don't remember.
Here's that, but some of the ones that are more superfluous.
Is UA
Hopefully no one notices that.
Sarah's
Because I think it's stupid for us to say like, oh, sports teams do that fine. Yeah, but if the initial hate state, but raffle tickets, so like raffle tickets for the
Yeah,
organization
I
to
we can send it to TI. That'd be chill. Plus it means it'll probably make it onto the agenda for next week.
That's ideal. Because I can try to attend most of those. I should be able to go to it. And then
I'm gonna go to my office and then use the restroom.
I have a funny bill.
I'll walk around and talk to somebody.
These pictures this year, that's the craziest thing I've ever seen in my life. And I'm like, I got all this stuff in my hearing, but I'm
Yes.
Sorry, I don't know why I did that. The only communist to be in Congress, by the way. Why are
Thank you.
Hey, Charlotte, could you add me to the list?
I wish, hopefully, are you doing it so apparently, college is, engineering.
I need to know, like, I need to do some reading. And I need a list of all goodies slash baked goods slash drinks. I don't know. Whatever. Put together a little spread for me. Is everybody unlimited, like, just like suggestions. Hey, have a drink. Also, I hope
Matthew, all I know is that they know that I voted yes. And I'm an engineer. I know, right? I hope. No, that's I think it's interesting, and hopefully it doesn't keep me away from my interest. I think there is. What about you? Yeah, I didn't. Do you see my coat too? No, that it's a bit longer. I think it's still a good step forward. I think we should have done it differently. I still think it's a good step forward. My plan is journalist. If there's no cover. If there's no, what? We have your basic needs or.
Gia, over here. Are we done with recess? What do we do?
I need to clear my throat. I need some water. I'm about to read a whole entire bill. I want to read it. I want to read it, but
Do we have some overs over? But is it
The timer is out. I think we have like, we're gonna be in for 5 minutes and then we're gonna join.
Also, I sent out our president's information.
Oh yay, all persons before this honorable ASCSU Senate, please congregate back to your seats.
Thank you, we were lost in that.
Is this the last thing on the agenda?
Oh no, I think it's the recode.
We'll take like. Oh wait,
Are
just
you
reading
leaving?
it out.
From engineer to engineer, you should say. What?
Yeah, next year.
Here, let me pull up that 10-minute.
Question, so when they do the presentation for that amount of time, after they're done, do I restart it for Q&A?
Yes.
Yes, okay.
No, I'll tell him to walk in. We're good? What year engineering?
Howdy y'all, recess is over and welcome, I'm sorry, and follow to the mic.
Start with the announcement. Yeah, okay, hold on. Bill, oh wait, no, sorry. We're now moving into Bill 5557. Bill 5557.
Funding of the proclamation reading for APIDA and SWANA Heritage Month. Abstract. This bill aims to allocate $725 from the ASCSU Senate Discretionary Fund to support the APIDA and SWANA proclamation reading event. Okay, whereas one. The mission of the Asian Pacific American Cultural Center, APAC, as outlined on the APAC website, is to be open to all students and serve as a resource for CSU and partnering communities by providing services and educational opportunities rooted in student success for anyone who wants to connect with Native Hawaiian, Pacific Islander, Southwest Asian, North African, Middle Eastern, Southeast Asian, South Asian, Desi, East Asian, adopted, mixed race, and Asian American cultures. 3, and whereas, open parenthesis 2, close parenthesis, comma, APAC's mission statement goes on to explain that the center's again, quotation, achieves this through collaboration efforts to build community, facilitate student connection, promote student leadership engagement, empower students to learn, increase access, and deliver academic and professional development, end quotation. 3, and whereas, open parenthesis, 3, close parenthesis, throughout the month of April, CSU celebrates Asian Pacific Islander, Desi American, APIDA, and Southwest Asian North American, open parenthesis, SWANA, close parenthesis, Heritage Month. They are celebrated concurrently in April to best align with the academic calendar, semicolon, and whereas, open parenthesis 4, close parenthesis, nationally, APIDA Heritage Month is celebrated in May due to historic efforts. This is because in May of 1979, the first Asian Pacific Heritage Week was celebrated after the passage of Public Law 95-419, signed by President Jimmy Carter. Following this, in 1990, the passage of Public Law 101-283 extended the Asian Pacific American Heritage Week to, for the first time, instead span the month of May. In 1992, Congress passed Public Law 102-450, which then designated Asian Pacific American Heritage Month annually, May. 2, and whereas, open parenthesis, close parenthesis, additionally, Arab American Heritage Month is celebrated nationally in the month of April. In the 1980s, a joint resolution proclaimed October 25th, 1989 as National Arab Day. In 2017, efforts to establish an Arab American Heritage Month began. President Joe Biden issued a proclamation recognizing April as National Arab American Heritage Month in 2023, 1-4, and whereas, open parenthesis, 6, close parenthesis, proclamation reading will invite the City of Fort Collins Mayor and council members to Colorado State University's campus to acclaim both APIDA Heritage Month and SWANA Heritage Month through 2 proclamations. This will provide an opportunity for students to be in community. And Whereas, open parenthesis, 7, close parenthesis, listed below is the cost breakdown, amount, and description, $500 for catering, $225 for photography. Therefore, be it hereby resolved, open parenthesis 1, close parenthesis, that the ASCSU Senate body hereby allocates a sum of $725 from Senate discretionary fund to the CSU Asian Pacific American Culture Center for the proclamation reading event. Semicolon, and therefore be it hereby further resolved / enacted 2, that any unspent funds by June 1st, 2026 will be returned to the Senate discretionary fund, semicolon, and therefore be it hereby further enacted, open parenthesis 3, close parenthesis, that the last enacted resolved clause of any bill or resolution should be formally state and necessary copies of legislation.
This is
I would
part
like
of
to-
the template, so I do not feel like it needs to be read in full.
I was gonna offer as a point of clarification due to the precedent that we've set in previous sessions. You don't have to read the sending list.
But what if I want to? Okay, you have 10 minutes.
Good job.
Thank you.
Thank you for reading that. That was a lot. I'm sorry, but hello, Senate. My name's Amika. I represent the Asian Pacific American Cultural Center, and this bill we're asking to help fund the proclamation reading events. So we're gonna have people from the Fort Collins city and have the mayor read a proclamation. We've had previous proclamations read at the city council, but this time we're having this event hosted on CSU campus so more students can attend and be in community and have the opportunity to hang out with each other and just feel that their heritage is being acknowledged and have some time to possibly interact with city council members if that's what people want to do, or just even like interact with people that they're interested in. So this bill just helps make the event more lively.
Sweet. With that, we will go into a 10-minute period of Q&A, beginning with the first raised placard. Senator Vega.
Never mind, I withdraw my, whatever it's called.
Excellent. With no further Q&A, going once, going twice, going 3 times, this will be sent to the DEI committee and the BAC committee.
Awesome. With that, we'll now be moving into ending roll call. Senator Roberts.
I move to use the beginning roll call as ending roll call, and anyone who did not show up on time, please go to the front and add your name to the list.
Awesome. Do I hear a second? Do I hear any dissent? Hearing none, we will skip past any roll call.